Hi friends, this is Gretel from thelostandfound.com. Today, day 14 of our Speak Right Now video challenge. And we're asked the question today, how? How is one of those questions that comes up in problem solvers, in the positives, and in times of crisis. When we ask ourselves, how? How can I get through this? I'm intimately aware with that question. You know, I've been sharing that I've been sick, and I'd already been taking care of my family for a week, and I'm run down and I'm tired. And those are the very times when, for me, when I'm sick, when I'm weak, when I'm exhausted, that anxiety strikes. And unfortunately for me, it can mean, without warning, panic attacks. And if you've ever had a panic attack, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the only way that I can describe it really is, it's like a tidal wave coming in out of nowhere, and it's just surge after surge of adrenaline hitting my body, flooding my system with fear and dread. The first time it ever happened, I was sure I was dying. I lay on my bathroom floor and told my husband he had to take me to the ambulance, to the hospital, because I was dying. That's how you feel. Your heart is racing, my extremities go numb, and your mind is just full of the worst thoughts. And you think, how will I get through this? Fear is a nasty liar, isn't it? It takes every worry we've ever had and it just intensifies and encapsulates it, and we think ahead to the very worst possible outcome for everything. That's fear and anxiety. It tells us there's no way, there's no how. Whatever this suffering, whatever this pain, it's going to be forever, it's going to be excruciating. There's no relief and no end in sight. I don't want to listen to fear. But what do we do in those times when it floods us and takes us over? It feels like it's controlling us. How? How do we get through that? Friends, you have to find what works for you. But we're going to do it one foot in front of the other. If all we can do is crawl, we'll crawl. You may be strong right now. Run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, creep along and crawl. If you can't crawl, stop. It probably means you need to rest. It probably means you need to surrender and accept what is happening and where you are. And after you've rested, if you still can't move, call for help. Maybe it's time somebody else helps carry you. Panic attacks are something that I didn't expect and I didn't understand. And the more I've looked into them, the more I realize there's a whole tapestry that comes together in making that response in our body. And so there's a lot that could be said, and I'll save that for another time. But you need to understand that it's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's even spiritual. All of those things are coming together in your anxiety. And it's something that I hope that I can share more with you about, because it's not something that you need to just be overwhelmed by, or that will leave you. You're not without options, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have to be debilitating. So just quickly today, I want to end by sharing just one technique that seems so simple. There's somebody's crisis right now. That sound, it's the sound of fear, isn't it? A grounding activity that you can do to get your mind off that fear that is just taking over and that seems so imminent. Get your mind, get your focus on something more concrete. And when I first heard about it, I thought, there is no way that the level of fear and anxiety that I experience, how in the world would that ever help me? But it is amazing how intentionally taking your focus to a different place than your fears really can help you through them. And I cannot overemphasize the importance of learning to breathe through those times and talk yourself down and through those waves that are crashing over you. I have learned to deal with my anxiety attacks. I still dread them. I hate when they happen, but I have learned to realize that they are not lasting forever, that they're not going to destroy me. And so this is just one technique. So it's called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 game, or whatever you want to call it. But start with 5 things that you can see in the room or the place right in front of you and around you. You name those in your head. 4 things that you can feel, tactile. 3 things that you can hear right now. 2 things that you can smell. And 1 good thing about yourself, or 1 good thing about this moment, or 1 piece of gratitude that you can hold on to. And I also want to encourage you to cry out in prayer and to have a special verse that you save for those times that you can repeat to yourself, that you can claim, that you can hold on to. Friends, fear does not have to take us over. It does not have to take our lives. There is a way. When you're asking how, this is how. 1 moment by moment, 1 breath by breath. Love to you and courage, friends.